Welcome back to the Dropped Outdoors podcast. The good looking one, I'm Dusty. The ugly one, that's Landon. And this fine specimen of a man right here. I don't know if I like that smile. You look nervous, brother. This is our buddy Cole. So me and Landon decided we were going to start an outdoors podcast and YouTube. And so we finally decided we're going to bring somebody on that actually knows something about the outdoors. So you're about to find out everything we've told y'all is a lie because he is going to set us straight.
Most likely.
So tell us about you. Who are you? Why are you here, my brother?
Cole Abbott. I gotta be closer. Cole Abbott grew up in this same area as y'all. We know Dusty through my wife. They have worked out at the same gym together.
We were basically just studs at the same gym. You know, studs flock together.
She used to spot him whenever he was
doing the strongman stuff.
She was
really what happened is she did all the real strong lifting and made me look good.
Yeah, that's how she says it too. But,
that's typically how it happens with you, Dusty.
You're
just kind of there, and everybody does
all the
heavy
credit
lifting for you.
I take all the credit, and everybody else does the work.
All his workout videos, you can't see the fishing wire.
That's right
for him.
I have people like Mac on both sides. It like cuts off halfway in the plates, and they're actually sitting there lifting it, and I'm just repping them out.
Yeah, but so I grew up doing a little bit of hunting with my dad, but whenever I really got into it was whenever a couple years before I started working on a game ranch. But I worked almost 4 years on that game ranch, and I guess that's what kind of gave you the idea that I'm an expert.
Yeah,
on here. But other than that, I mean, I didn't leave it behind completely. I'll get back into it, but right now I'm just selling health insurance and taking care of the baby and the wife.
Have to do the whole dad thing.
Yeah.
Get
some family time in before I go nuts with it again.
Well, that is one of the main reasons I wanted you on is just somebody like me that grew up kind of traditional archery, stuff like that. And I've kind of just gathered shit over the years of just normal everyday hunting. Landon's kind of the same way. He's kind of just been picking up shit.
Yep.
Versus somebody like you that worked on a game ranch. You know, I mean, you've kind of been taught by a bunch of different people, whether it was meant to be taught or wasn't meant to be taught. You've got to pick up a lot more shit than people like me or Landon would have.
You pretty much were able to absorb it through osmosis, where
right.
I had to go out, and if I was going to learn something, I had to find it.
I had to fail.
Yeah.
And you could go and do something out there. And I would have, and I don't know, but I would have to think there's somebody out there at all times that's pretty damn knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You're probably, if you're ever the most knowledgeable person in a field like that, you probably need to find a different field.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's stuff that we do out here that we could probably take you hunting with us tonight, and you'd be like, don't do that. You're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's somebody there that's doing the same thing for you.
I'm with you.
So that's one of the big reasons why I reached out to you and wanted to get you on was I feel like there's probably a lot of stuff that we do. And I do have a question on a bias that me and Landon both have, and I want to get your input on it. Just little things that I think we can take away from it, and hopefully somebody out there in the ether can too.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Landon, I'm sorry that I skipped you.
Yeah, it's kind of a messed up thing to do, guys.
Yeah, well, I talked to somebody more important. Anyways, Landon, how you living, my brother?
Oh, fantastic. It is bow season in Texas.
Ayo.
Hadn't gone great, but we're here. We made it to it, and hopefully maybe by this week we'll have something locked in. But
Landon, first opening morning, got the old dreaded blowout.
Yeah. Well, I was in a pretty good spot. I felt pretty concealed, but
a blowout from 2 yards away is that's a pretty good success.
Yeah, a blowout where you could have stabbed the doe if you would have known she was there. Probably a pretty good success story in itself.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. So I had the camera set up, and she walked right in behind me between me and the camera. I don't know. Like,
so it was really close.
Really, I haven't reviewed the footage yet, but she was like headed to the feeder and just happened to be like at my shoulder, and she lost her shit. So
I'm sure.
the target buck ran off in the distance, and then I pooped myself.
I want to draw this picture out a little better than you did. By all means, cut in and tell me when I'm wrong.
Oh no, you
So Landon, all Sitka up, probably sticking out like a sore thumb because Sitka does not blend in whatsoever. That's not true, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I got carried away.
I mean, I wore this in the mountains and here, so maybe. I mean, I was sticking out probably somewhere.
I have to say, Bradley said he took a picture of both of us in the mountains. And he was like, in all honesty, if Dusty didn't have an orange hat on, you would never see you or Landon. It was like, it blew my mind that how hidden y'all were.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. We're sitting here. How far do you think that your target was away?
He was about 125 yards at that point.
Coming in.
Coming in.
Landon sat down. He's quiet. He can just see it. It's coming in. He can almost taste the meat itself. He's already wiping the fletchings, getting the blood off. That's how confident he is. And then just a sound of a snapping twig from 6 inches over his shoulder. There she is, and there he goes. All hopes and dreams gone.
Dashed.
Opening morning, and all he sees is a nice little whitetail stuck in the air and the ass jumping the fence opposite direction.
He never even made it over the fence. That was the worst part. I was sitting there and dialed in, just like, okay, here we go. Like, watched him walk up to the fence, and he's like looking around doing his thing like he normally does. I've watched him several times from the blind.
This is one Landon has grown for the last 5 years. How long is
I
it?
think he's 9, dude.
9 years?
I think he's 9 years old. I have a picture of either him or a brother.
This is the one you
twin.
told me that you've had a long time here.
I've got a picture of 2017
Okay, yeah.
of this deer sitting there, and with antlers that looked about like what we have now. So he's probably 9-10 years old, pretty easy. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, here we go. It's time. He's looking around the fence, and then he's like, looks like he's preparing. And so I'm dialed in. I'm like, all right, here we go. Everything's ready. Starting to get the shakes already. And just locked in. I'm just watching him, just making sure he isn't like staring over at me or anything like that. And then out of nowhere, just right on my shoulder. And I was like, oh my God. Like, first thought was like somebody like walked up on me knowing I was there.
So she blew on
Dusty's
you and
here
you
messing-
shit on her.
Yes.
Fair trade.
Straight out. I was like, oh my gosh. No, that deer was so close.
That's nuts. I can't say I've ever had a doe blow right there.
Yeah. Well, and normally I wouldn't be sitting in this situation. I would have like been up against a tree or something. But like where I was gonna sit I didn't feel like it was. I felt like I was more exposed. And so I just found grass that was like 5 foot tall that I could bury myself in. And that's what I did. And she walked. I mean, it worked. She walked right up on me.
Yeah.
But past that, I don't know.
That's nuts.
So that's gonna lead me to my question for you. Okay.
Ruh-roh.
Me and Landon obviously have our biases on stuff.
Okay.
Are you a ground, a tree, or a blind man?
That's actually quick and easy for me. I am ground all day.
I'm gonna shut up. You tell me why.
Well, for one, I can't sit still in a tree stand. I've tried it.
That's fair.
Can't sit still. There have not.
My bias on that is I'm fat. I don't want to climb a tree stand, but we'll go as can't sit still.
I have sat in a few, and I have not sat in one that was comfortable enough for me to stay still in. Now, I've thought about the saddle stuff. I'm interested in trying it. I've never tried it, but I mean,
I think a saddle would work great for someone like Landon.
right.
Long limbs, can be able to really kick off back there, get a lot of movement.
Yeah. Now, as far as the ground goes, you're always playing the wind anyways. It's so easy to have a little set of just handheld loppers, cut a couple limbs down, put them in front of you and sit down.
Yeah, bury yourself back in.
Just bury yourself where you have your, lane, your shooting lanes and everything. And I just feel like if I'm sitting down, if I'm in a ball, if I'm up in a tree, then I feel more exposed.
I have a theory on that, but I will get into it when you're finished.
Got you. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I definitely like to be 20 yards, you know.
Yeah.
30 yards at most is probably where I would shoot, but I want a 15 to 20 yard shot.
Yeah.
And if you're up in a tree, I feel like you've already taken 10 yards, added 10 yards to your shot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that in alone is part of my reasoning for that too. But yeah, ground all the way.
We were talking about it the other day, and Landon's a blind guy when it comes to guns.
Or crossbows.
But he can't exactly set in his blind. I'm going to get the hiccups after we
So
start.
I can't really set in my blind and shoot a compound bow. Like, I don't have a compound window in it.
Right.
Be super nice, but can't do it. That's just the way it is. And so I'm kind of like, well, now what to do? And so, you know, I've went through my spots. We've got some cleared out spots around trees and stuff that we can use. But I mean, I don't feel covered enough in that area. Right. But the deer, also, this could be the thing, is I've made that spot such like a haven for deer. They come from every fucking direction. Yeah. I don't have like, oh, hey, they're going to come in on this trail and that's just the way it's going to be. And I'm going to be able to sit over here and there's nothing going to show up wherever.
And we were talking about it the other day. And thanks for picking that up whenever I went down.
I figured you would.
It was either hiccup out loud or stroke out, and I don't want to have a stroke yet.
Not yet.
You got to say,
well, it'll happen. It'll happen on the video.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it, and I was like, man, I've always ground hunted. So that's all I really know. And my thoughts on it, and what I told him is, I've had deer walk within 3 or 4 yards of me, and I don't think he believed me. I was like, but once you're in there and you're still, you're fine. And I was like, you can shoot your bows from your knees. I mean, yeah, it's going to take some practice to do it. I did it with traditional bows. Like, it's possible to do so you don't have to move a whole lot. I'm more of a lean my back up against a tree, away from where my target area to shoot is, lay my bow vertical up on the tree. So all I have to do is kind of ease around, tilt up, pull back. Not a whole lot of movement. I was like, I don't think you're going to run anything off by doing it, because he's hunted probably longer than I have. So he knows how to be still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. And I also have another theory, and this could be way off. One, easier to adjust for wind. Wind's blowing east to west, I can go sit on the other side in a tree line, right? Very simple. Everybody knows that. Sure, can't really argue that. But my thing is on tree stands is, how long have we hunted deer as far as human race?
Yeah.
Forever. 90% of the time here lately has all been raised elevation. You're wanting high ground shooting down. That's what everything's been taught. You're in a tree, you're in something. I feel like most deer are used to seeing a two-legged silhouette. Yeah. And they are being trained more so on high ground shooting. So whenever you're laying low to the ground, you're on all fours, you're on your knees, they're not really looking for you there. You don't look like a human. You look like a bush. Right. And when you go to shoot your bow, and this is my theory. This could be way off. I'm no expert. Now I have 4 points of contact on a stationary ground instead of 2. Yeah. I feel more sturdy while shooting. Right. So that's what I was like in my head. I'm like, dude, it's no question. I'm ground hunting 100% of the time with a bow. And we were talking back and forth, and he was like, I just don't know if I can where I'm at. And I was like, you can, dude. I promise you, you're going to have more cover than you realize you have.
Right. I think you're onto something there, because, I mean, you're not wrong. Everybody wants to shoot from the tree, especially if you're bow hunting. Yep. Everybody wants to do it from a tree, because that's just how everybody's done.
Yeah,
that's just
the normal nowadays.
Taught. That's how it's taught.
Here, I think you're onto something, though, because, I mean, a deer, if it looks up, if you're after the right kind of deer, then you're after a mature deer that knows what's going on. Then
you're after something that if you put a blind up,
if he
too close to season, they're going to take off.
Right. If he looks up and sees, a human silhouette, he's out of there.
Yeah.
Now, if he sees something that might be a human silhouette that's on the ground, I feel like he's probably
he is going to pay
It's-
attention to it, but I don't think he
yeah.
runs.
It's on his level, so he's
Yeah.
not going to feel as threatened by it.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever, and it's all animals, it's not just deer, they get trained to a certain type of hunting. I mean, they get trained to smells, they get trained to sounds, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a human, when a deer sees a human, and I'm not talking a hunting situation, a deer sees a human, it is a two-legged silhouette standing up 90% of the time. You take those legs out and you're on the ground, and especially with good camo on, backed up into a bush, you just look like a bush that could be moving in the breeze.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of factors. Your scent, if you have your scent's coming off of you, or you have the wind wrong, or the wind changes, a lot of shit could happen. But I'm talking just silhouette-wise. I truly think the deer have been trained over the years that that's what they're looking for. And I might be wrong on the looking up, but I feel like if a deer looks up and sees me standing in a tree, it's gone a lot faster than looks down and sees somebody
Is that a bush or a
in a,
human?
yeah.
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 I'm with you.
That part of it makes sense to me. Like, and this may be my particular area, just because I know my hunting area.
Yeah.
And the only thing I was thinking is kind of what happened, but like them walking up from a certain area,
Yeah.
and it happened that way. But I can't say that it, like, in the mornings, I don't see doe on my camera.
Yeah.
So for that doe to be there, she probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was just a bad luck situation, me getting hit that like that. But
And for her to see you that close.
yeah,
Like I said, I've had deer walk beside the trees that I'm laying against within 3 to 5 yards and never know I'm there.
yeah,
But I never had a target buck in range, and I've never had to move. So I'm literally sitting there frozen, not holding my breath basically.
Well,
And they
it's-
walk on past me. And then once they get past you and they're not looking at you, you can move.
Well, and that was the other thing, is I was not up against a tree. I
kinda
adjusted my, I mean, I was kind of by a tree, but I adjusted my situation for what I was dealing with. So I thought about this tree, and that was the one I was going to put the stand on. It actually got hit by lightning, so I'm not completely cool with it anymore. Like, I was like,
especially
that's
with
fair.
the shit that's going on right now with all the hunters. There's 2 more that they
I
found. That,
know.
two more hunters and 2 dogs that they think were killed by lightning now.
Yeah.
I saw that today and I was like, dude, that's sketchy.
Yeah, that tree. So I had been eyeing that tree ever since I got a bow. I was like, that tree's the one I want to hunt out of. And it got struck by lightning. So now I'm like, I don't know if I want to be up that one. But no, whenever I went last weekend and sat and watched kind of their movement and stuff, that deer came in from the same fence line and then walked 3 feet from my deer blind. I've got it open because I was just taking pictures of him that day. But had it open, walked. I mean, I could have reached out and touched him that morning, but he walked right in front of my blind and then circled around and then came right past that tree. And so I was like, well, I don't want to be sitting on the tree if he decides to make his little loop and check everything out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to back up from there and put myself in the grass beside it. And the only other spot that I was like, okay, this one kind of keeps me away from him, it was about 30 yards from the feeder and down the hill and kind of away. The doe might have walked right past me because I would have buried myself in brush there,
Yeah.
and she may have just came on by, but who knows? That's one thing I'll for sure forever say is you never know.
You never.
But say
And-
that is one thing about ground hunting in general.
Yeah,
You could go out there and set 100 times and that situation never happen again. And it could happen every day this week.
Yeah,
Just
Yep.
depend, especially in your location where you really do have to have your head on a swivel because they come in from 360 degrees.
Yeah.
You got a high volume of deer, and they're coming in from all around. It definitely. I'm new to this.
Hey, it's okay. I'm just going to continue to coach.
Yep. Landon's really good about patting the back closer.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But I'm with you. Like you got deer coming from all the way around you. I mean, it's
hard.
It's up in the wind. At
Yeah,
that point.
you
Like,
just, and I'm not. It's like whenever we were having that conversation, I was like, I don't know what's best. You know, I haven't really done any outside of my blind. Everything I do is mainly from my blind, and they know I'm there.
yeah.
Like, but they're fine with me.
Me
being
and
there.
Landon's
Right.
went out there, phones on loud, having a full blown conversation, taking pictures with shutter on, and the deer just looking at us, and they're like, "Cool, whatever."
Yeah,
like
These
they're-
rednecks are
yeah,
back.
they don't give a damn.
yeah. Me and that deer blind, they don't care.
Yeah.
Like
That would, I mean, I
that's-
will say, like, if I had a lease for 5 years or more,
Yeah,
I would be setting up a blind,
Yeah,
with bow windows, and that would be my primary way of.
yeah.
of
No,
hunting.
that's from now on. Like, and with everything kind of going on here lately, I may end up selling that blind, and then if I do, I'll just turn around and buy one with bow windows next time, and that's
Right.
game
or we
over.
can just build our own.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's
That's
always
that's
fun,
the
too.
next plan.
I do have a good blueprint for one.
That'd be a fun video for y'all's YouTube.
Oh, I
Building
wonder.
a
So
bow
with
blind.
it being,
Oh, do the video of the actual build?
Yeah.
yeah, I wonder.
I'm in.
So this is just off topic and back on the blind.
Welcome to
situation.
Dropped Outdoors.
So what if? So we're talking octagon.
Oh shit! Now we have
Octagon,
what
right?
ifs. This is sketchy.
Octagon, right?
Octagon, yes sir.
Okay, so each wall is the same size.
Other
What-
than the ones with the ropes.
We got ropes.
I just thought an octagon. I thought we'd add some ropes, make it.
Oh,
Sound a
you're
little bit
talking
funner.
chain link fence.
Yeah, excuse me. Go ahead.
Well, so what if we did like one of the sides that opened completely?
Like a full
Like
wall
you have a
open?
full like big ass window thing.
You could probably do a pull-in
so
window.
You have it complete. Not a really like. I'm talking like I want a wide area so I can really.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could probably do on one whole wall, do windows that close like this with the silent latches,
Yeah,
and then you could open it to you, and that whole wall would be gone.
that would be kind of cool. Like I don't know structurally how well that would be, but in my head, I was thinking about it the other day because I've looked at some of the
I mean,
blinds with
if you
bow
have
windows.
7 structured walls and one wall that's open, and I
Yeah.
mean, you should be fine.
Yeah. Well, and you can probably frame around it where it's perfectly
Mm-hmm.
normal. I was looking at some of these blinds with the bow windows and they're so small.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really don't get a good range of motion. So I figured if you could open one up a little bit and kind of point it the direction that you think you're going to be shooting, you get a little bit, if you gain 15 to 20 degrees on each side, that's a lot of motion that you have a lot extra time.
Yeah, but I say you don't have to hurry up and get that shot done.
It's
as
not a
fast.
rush shot
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
You're not
And maybe
limited to that's where my shot is.
Yeah.
You kinda
yeah.
Open up your.
maybe you get a chance to get a shot off without going meh, meh.
I don't think you can actually shoot a deer without ranting.
No, that's part of the process. I thought.
I can
Oh.
be within 3 yards of a trophy buck. I'm talking with a spear where I could poke it right here, and I'm going to go "Meh," before I stab it. That is so ingrained to me. And my wife, she makes fun of me so often because I'll see a deer, and if I want it to stop to look at me, I'll "Meh." And she's like, "You're in a fucking car, you idiot." And I'm like, "Sorry." Like,
Just honk the horn.
yeah. She was like, "You have to at least roll the window down." Like, that is one of those things that I think is kind of stupid and funny because even if it's already broadside to me, I will still catch myself making a noise, and it's normally a merp to
Yeah.
make it stop. And I'm like, honestly, I could just shoot.
Yeah.
It's already broadside. I already have a perfect shot. Its
Right.
head don't have to look at me for it to be a better shot. You
Right.
know.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's something about.
I've never
I guess
done it.
There's just something about that shot. Of seeing
never-
that deer looking at you.
Yeah, I know. You never merped.
No, never. I've always waited on them to stop. So, I mean,
My dad was hardcore on that. Like,
there's a lot. And, I'm kind of
Don't
thinking it's
talk to 'em or
older.
nothing.
I think it's older people. And so now I kind of feel like a boomer because of it. But, like, it's just, I've never, like, I'm like, nope, just wait on them to stop. As
I
soon
have-
as they stop, that's whenever you get to shoot.
There is 2 guarantees in life. I'm gonna merp my deer, and I'm gonna slap the tie down and say that shit ain't going nowhere. Every time. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's happening every time.
I have murked a lot of deer in my day, just especially out at the game ranch. Like,
Oh, I could
clients
imagine.
week and week over week. Like, there's so many.
Well, especially with that, like, you got to get them to stop or, like, that's,
Yeah.
they're going to be either not get anything or have to hunt a
Mhm.
few more days. Like with me out here, if I
Yeah.
can't get them to stop, they turn around and leave.
Yeah.
And the only times I have a problem with that is if it was the target buck on the right day that I was like, all right, today's the day.
I want it.
No.
Yeah.
I was so expecting the old BBD text Saturday morning, and then you text me and said, didn't happen. Shit day. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, what happened? He was like, I'll tell you later. I was like, oh, so this is shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude,
This isn't just a
A doe
the
screamed,
buck didn't
swooped
come in
nothings
like
into his ear.
Yep.
And that was the worst part is I really wasn't expecting a doe to show up. Like they just don't. The bucks control the feeder. They just leave. Like
Normally when there's doe at your feeder, it's just does.
yeah, it's later in the morning, 10, 11 o'clock. This was 7 o'clock at daylight.
Well, I say it's just does. It's normally 5 or 6 does, 400 turkey, and 3 hogs. But when there's a
always
buck there,
something.
by God, the bucks are there alone.
If
Yeah.
I were in your shoes right now, it would probably be circling in my mind over and over. Like, are the does just sitting around watching that feeder until it's open for them?
They don't. I mean, I've sat out there.
Oh, you've
I've
actually
probably-
sat out
I've
there
never
and
see.
watched
This
it
is
all.
why I want you here. I've never thought about that.
No,
those motherfuckers sitting there watching.
I would
Just waiting for their
if that would be
turn.
a
Yep.
question I would have if I hadn't have watched it. Like I've probably had 15 sets in my blind
Okay.
just watching them
Yeah.
already. So this is a hobby.
There
of
has been.
mine.
I'm about to say that's where his tism kicks in. And I know you've heard us talk about it on here,
Yeah.
but we have went out there and sat for 3, 4, 5 hours just talking because he wants to watch the game.
Yeah.
No guns, no bows, nothing. Pocket knives maybe, but nothing to harm anything. And we'll sit out there for multiple hours because he wants to sit out there.
I'll watch them, and then once the deer get into velvet and everything, I start taking pictures. I've got a pretty good library
You're
of
tracking
really
them pretty well.
yeah. I've
That's
got
awesome.
Well, we had to take Starlink on our bear hunt
Yeah.
so he could watch the cameras back here because we have them in 6 fields now.
yeah 6 or
Starlink
7.
is amazing.
So he brought a Starlink drilled into his 4-wheeler to drill it on
Yeah.
so it
Brand
could
new.
be anywhere in the mountains
Yeah.
for us. Just the thing pulled off the freaking delivery truck like 2 days before we left.
Let's go.
He just drilled straight into it to
Yeah.
put the Starlink on there.
Yep.
And all he did was, and it wasn't for text messaging or games or anything like that. It was legit. He was on the cameras watching the game here.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get him to shut up about deer.
Yep.
I'm like, I just like hunting, brother. And he's like, I like whitetail, so shut the fuck up.
I like whitetail and I like looking at them.
That's my
I could go out and me and Landon could totally chase down and sneak up a 6x6 elk. And Landon be like, yeah, but that wasn't near as fun as that one time I got that 190.
So this is a picture that I had taken earlier this week of him just sitting
That's
there.
the target?
Yeah, that's the target. He's old as shit. At least I think he is.
Bro, watching both of y'all tism together is kind of
But
it's kind of
yeah,
heartwarming, you know?
So like
He's really cool.
It's like y'all are
Yeah,
sharing the
he's-
helmet to lick the window.
he's an interesting buck. I've had him for years and years, but he's running everything off.
Yeah.
Like I had a different target buck, but long gone now.
Are there bucks that like literally look at him walk into the field and be like, I'm out?
yeah, well, so I hadn't watched him do that per se,
Yeah.
but during the first, I don't know, all of July, all of August, they would all hang out together, and then over the last month,
Yeah.
they're gone. And
I
he's
would
still
say I
there.
have to say,
Yeah.
watching the cameras, when he shows up, they're nowhere around. And
He's
if
the one
he's
that
gone,
sits-
they're there.
Yeah, he's the one that sits under the feeder and he eats and
Eats.
he dominates this.
They
He's
could
the
be
man.
sitting in the woods somewhere waiting their turn.
Yeah.
And I will say, I was going to let my daughter shoot him the last 2 years. And every year at gun season, he leaves.
Yeah.
He's gone. He moves out, goes away, and then next year
Yeah.
he shows right back up. I'm like, I really expected somebody to shoot him at some point. Like it was one of those deer. He's not like the biggest thing in the world, but he's old. Like
Yeah. Huh.
he's just an
He's-
old deer, and he's the dominant buck in the area.
He does look old. He does look real old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the funny thing is,
That brisket's
he's going to be
That'd
one
be
of
the first deer brisket I'd say put it on the smoker and
Yeah.
see.
he's going to be one of the like the biggest deer I've ever shot out here. So let's see if I can pull up his ears. So with the way his horns lay, he's split both of his ears, and I think it's from him and them fighting,
Fighting.
and the way his
Yeah.
and both sides are split like that, like. So his horns kind of lay more flat.
Don't worry, I don't get to see the pictures either.
You already know. I've sent you the pictures 3 times.
I want them to feel.
Oh, well, they are left out.
Never mind, I got to see the
He's
pictures.
not he's not dead yet.
But
You can't show the
anyway,
cover.
yeah, no, we'll have a video
We gotta
if
keep
he
that under
goes
wraps.
down. But no, that deer, he's an interesting one more or less than anything. And I mean, I've got history with him, so
Yeah.
it's like
That makes it cool.
I almost killed him 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I was driving down the road in November and topped the hill, and he's like smack dab in the road. I'm like,
Hey, brother, I've always been a big fan. You throw some headlights and throw a bullet down to 60 miles an hour, they'll jump in front of that bitch.
Yeah.
dude, he just stood there and looked at me, and I like and this was like, I was already planning on like my wife or daughter or somebody to shoot this deer. It's been one of those things where he's not a trophy, but he hangs out and he runs things off. So I'm like, he needs to go at some point.
He
But
definitely
every
needs
year
to go.
around gun season, he disappears.
He goes.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, man. But no, that one I was like, you son of a gun. Like, and we were probably 2 miles from the house, so way
Yeah,
down
he's
the
just
road.
teasing
And
you
he's
with
just, I'm like, stupid bastard.
He's like, oh, you're here. Hey, the feeder's empty.
Yeah.
So I want to get into you a little bit.
Yeah, no, I do too.
And you can say the name of the ranch you worked at if you want to, or you don't have to. I don't care either way.
They
But-
don't mind a little free marketing.
Cool. So I want to kind of go into a day in a life, right?
Okay.
So me and Landon call you. You're gonna guide our hunt on Saturday. What's the whole week or two before look like? All the way up to when we show up, and what are you looking for? How are you gonna put us on? Said deer. What deer are you looking to put us on? How do you determine that? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
I kind of want to know from step one. Okay, Dusty and Landon, they're coming out here in 2 weeks to get whatever it is. We can say whitetail, we can say elk, we can say whatever your favorite one out there to hunt was.
Okay.
It don't matter what it is.
Y'all want to come hunt my favorite.
You come hunt your favorite, but I want to know what is the build up from a day in the life of Cole. From I have a hunt coming up in, we'll say a month. I have a hunt coming up. I need to get ready for it to put them on
Preparation
it.
and
Yep.
execution. Okay.
From the guide side on the game ranch.
Okay. If you're wanting to hunt my favorite, then we're gonna go hunt some axis deer. The
Landon, why did your shorts get
in
tighter?
in my opinion, it is the best tasting venison out there. Elk is really good. Neil guy is top notch, but in my opinion, axis trumps it all. So we're gonna go hunt some axis. If y'all are wanting to shoot your bow, which Greystone they're fine with, then I'll spend a few days kind of driving around, seeing where they're at. The axis are bad about being nocturnal on the feeders, so you got to drive around and kind of see where they're daylighting.
So do they just bed down during the
they'll
day for the most part?
Bed down, hang out, eat some. Oh, you're on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just
I got you.
Is that okay if he pulls that?
Yeah,
I was
sure.
just doing my
For
research.
sure.
I wasn't gonna post it or pull.
I'm
anything
assuming
up
you
and-
still have pretty good relationship
I
with
got
all
good-
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I got good relationships out there still.
I was just looking at some of the crazy stuff.
It's hard
That-
not to look up there on that.
that deer right there.
Yeah.
He went 244 or something like that.
Can you pull him over? Landon?
Yeah, I'll pull him over. Oh, yeah. I
It's
will.
really hard not to look up there and Landon gets going, but he gets on these tangents where you start talking about big game and he's like,
I got you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he was. If I remember correctly, I remember that guy for sure, and I'm pretty sure that was a gold medal week.
That's crazy.
It's like a 250 deer right there.
Insane.
But yeah, so I will drive around in the exotic pasture. So in the exotic pasture out there at Greystone,
how big is that if you don't mind me asking?
So all in all, it's like 6,400 acres.
Okay. What about just the exotic?
It's separated into 5 high fence pens,
Okay.
but every pen is over 1,000 acres. So the exotic pen is its own. And it's 1,400 acres roughly in the exotic pen. So I would go drive out there for a few days. Honestly, I'd probably be driving out there almost every day.
Yeah.
My strategies changed once I had a kid, but I didn't have the free time I had at one point.
You couldn't spend 14, 16 hours a day
Exactly.
every day out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there I am. Up there on the left.
Oh shit.
Son of a bitch. Look at him, handsome devil.
Look at that.
Well, shout out. Look at him. The back of that head is ridiculous.
But there's your axis.
Yeah.
I would be driving around finding their daylight areas, and anywhere between where they're congregating, they're extremely, extremely paranoid animals. I always call them conceited
Yeah.
because they feel like everything out there is out to get them.
Okay. It's all about them.
Yeah, it's all about them. And so you don't want to bust them out of their daylight spot because you kind of like you turn around. Some of the younger ones will go right back to that spot, but the bigger ones like that or bigger, the old ones, they're not coming back to that spot.
So if you bust him out,
yeah,
you start all over.
you got to start all over.
Damn.
So my favorite way to do it was to find a in between where they're daylighting and the closest feeder or whatever feeder we have them on camera at.
Yeah.
And so I'd go find like a ridge line or something somewhere where it's like they are using this trail to get to their food, and that's where I would set up a bow blind.
So it's
Pop up.
And I'm just trying to dumb it down again. So you find daylight area, closest feeder, in between. You're finding a ridge line to set up to
Yep.
catch on the way.
Somewhere
Okay.
in between, there's gonna be a spot where they're stopping, getting a little bit of grass.
You're going to find your game
on their
trail.
way. Yep.
Yeah.
So you kind of, and then at that point, I would put a blind there, brush it in big time, and then put a camera.
Do y'all
on
use
a tree
any?
next to it?
And if this is something you can't tell me because it's a company secret, by all means, tell us no. You're not going to say anything. But do y'all use anything special for scent or anything like that? Or do y'all use? I saw this thing and I really want to try it. It's a blender, a spray blender,
I've seen
where you
that.
get soil,
Yeah.
the habitat that's close to you,
in
blend it all and just spray it, and it'll
Yeah.
kill that scent. It smells. And I didn't know if y'all had something like that or what.
We don't. I've seen those, and I've been interested myself just because, out here in Texas, you throw some cedar limbs in there and scrape,
Yeah.
do the little blender thing, spray it on you. You smell like cedar. There's nothing gonna.
No.
Yeah, you're
Bad
so,
enough.
They're not going to
you
look. Yeah, they're not going to look twice at you.
Yeah. But what I like is nose jammer.
Never
Heard of
messed
nose
with it.
jammer?
I know what I've heard of
Yeah.
it, yes, but I've never messed with any
It
kind
is
of nose
this
jammer.
sweet vanilla scent that it's gonna cover all of your human scent because of the vanilla in it.
Do you use the
being an
spray or do
attractant.
you use like a vape, the vapor,
I use a spray.
the spray?
Yeah,
Okay.
You literally just push the button and it as long as you're holding that button.
Okay.
You just spray it all over yourself, spray it all over the windows of the blind.
Have you
like
seen the
that.
ones that look like smoke bombs?
Yes.
And you just light that thing, set it out there, and it's like a vape
Yeah.
that comes up in the air and it just swarms everything,
Yeah.
and it's sweet vanilla.
Yeah. And
It was weird.
or whatever that one little contraption is that does that.
It looks like
too.
the humidifier.
Yes.
Yes.
The
whatever that
ozone?
is. Yes, the
Yeah.
ozone.
that's
I
those are
had a
pretty
couple
cool.
clients come out with those, and they worked. But at the same time, there's a big difference between the security of a game ranch and the security of the wild. So I can't swear to the ozone in wild
Yeah.
situations, but on the game ranch, worked wonders.
I could see the ozone working well in a blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe not the way that me and you
right.
are used to hunting, but in a blind setting, put that thing in the blind.
Mhm.
I
It's
bet
gonna
that would
kill
work
every
wonder.
scent
Yeah.
trying to get out of there.
No, I've thought about it for mine, but my deer are so trained. I've said it a million times on here. I basically have pets. If a buck is coming in, I can typically tell you when that buck's going to come in. He's going to be there every day, unless an outside factor changes, like the dominant buck gets pissed off and runs everybody out of the area.
I'm glad you said that because coming into here to talk to you guys on camera and everything, I was expecting a controversy between game ranch and in the wild, and Landon is a exhibit A of you can have pet deer in the wild.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
mine-
Just the same as a game ranch, and that's one of the biggest things people say is, "Oh, you're shooting pet deer and stuff." You can do the same thing.
Oh yeah. No.
on
It's
free-range
definitely
I feel like
even
any-
a small acreage ranch. I've
if
got 40
you are
acres.
if you're good at game management,
Yep.
and like Landon, that's his like love. If
what I
Landon could have a job and get paid to land management, game management right now, he would do it.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like if you're good at that, no matter if you're have high fences or if it's open range, no fence whatsoever, if you get good at that and keeping those deer in, you are now shooting pets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, that's the way I've always felt about like mine. Obviously, I think the big controversy that I'm like, it's a bit much, is whenever somebody goes out and shoots something massive and then posts it without the, hey, this is a high fence deer.
Right. Yeah.
Just because,
Oh yeah, I got this 240 in Peaster, Texas.
Yeah.
Bitch, no, you didn't.
yeah, it's
you
not
didn't.
how it
Right.
works. But I think it's cool. Like I think
Yeah.
you're able to go shoot, and eventually I do want to go shoot something that's just ginormous that I'm not going to find in the wild unless I get extremely lucky or get a lot more. I don't know what to call it because I mean I'm sure you've watched Seek One and stuff, and then
I was about to say he has a Seek One shirt on.
oh yeah, there you go, yeah.
Little
So,
Sasquatch. Here you go.
like,
Lee.
and-
Shout out to you, Lee. Take us hunting.
Please. But like he's kind of figured out his niche to go into
Door
areas and
knocking
shoot
and-
big ass deer
Yeah.
out in
My dude's a door-to-door salesman.
and I don't think I'm ever
He
like
just knocks doors.
I'm not able to talk to people as well.
Yeah.
I'm more to myself and stuff. Like I don't think I could ever pull that off. I think they
Right.
would be like, "You good?
Yeah.
You gonna get nervous and
See, I think I
and
could
shoot
do
our
it.
pet dog?"
I think I could do that, but I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's
I'm interested
yeah,
because he does like.
I've knocked on doors for turkeys.
Have you driven around San Marcos during the deer season?
No, Do you want to?
Streets are flooded with big deer.
really
Yes.
So we need to go
the
door knock?
outskirts of San Marcos, the streets are freaking flooded with big deer. And I've always, ever since Seek One started, once I started watching him,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I could do this in San Marcos.
that would be
well.
nuts.
Let's try it.
I'm telling you, it's.
I'm down to
it's
take off for
worth trying.
a week or so
Yeah.
and go down there and
Just
just
drive
see what
around.
happens.
I mean,
especially taking our bows.
yeah, I've watched enough of him. Like I know what he does. It's just doing
It's
like
intimidating.
it's really hard to replicate something like
Right.
that. But
Yeah.
I think whenever I was in roofing sales is where I got unnervous just to knock on a door and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, somebody could walk up to me that I've known in a grocery store, and I'd still be a little nervous just
Don't
because
talk
that's
to
yeah,
me.
you don't like people."
Yeah, I would do it. I would try because it would be fun. But other than that, I'd be
Yeah.
nervous.
I'm with you.
I think mine and Landon's biggest thing too, when it comes back to the game ranch versus public land versus whatever, is me and him both love the outdoors more so than anything else.
Yeah.
So
I relate to
we
that.
both agree with the fact of, dude, I don't care if it's a 140 or a 240. Did you have a blast doing it and you're proud of it? Good.
Mhm.
Dude,
Yeah,
do it.
I've 110%. You shoot what you want to shoot. I
I
do
been
get
on
frustrated if something around here gets shot. I'm like, God bless.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have shot it. I had a good one last year. He was probably a 140, like right at 140 ish, maybe like 135. But I was like, I'm gonna let him go because he's young,
Yeah.
and if he makes
Yeah.
it to next year, that's gonna be. I eventually like I'm sitting at a place where I think I've shot. I think this one's like maybe right at 140. He may be a little bit less, but I want to I want to shoot a 150, and I can't grow the deer around here long enough to like let them get to that point.
That's the
I'm
bad
with
thing
you.
about right here. If you get 4 or 5 years old,
They're
They're gonna be
toast.
dead.
Yeah, no, I've let them go, and I watch them, and then they disappear, and I'm like, son of a gun.
Mhm.
So
Unfortunately, that is part of the game.
yeah,
That's another thing that's cool about a game ranch.
oh yeah,
So yeah, but
go back
yeah,
to the,
so if you say you call me and say, hey, let's set up this hunt. It's kind of ties in.
this
with
is
that.
welcome to
So-
the dropped outdoors already. You're already we jump around. All right, back to the axis deer. We
Axis
called you.
deer.
We're setting up a hunt.
You call me, right? So you could say like, hey, I want to come shoot an axis deer. Don't care how big it is. Just show me a buck that y'all can let me kill, right? And that you could see a 26-inch main beam axis, and at that point I'd be like, hey, decent axis. I'm allowed to sell that to you. Shoot it if you want it.
Yeah.
But most of the time people are like, I want a 38-inch axis.
How does the
And
pricing work on that?
So
You have a
at
base, I'm
Greystone,
sure.
there's a base price. You know, if you shoot a nub and buck axis on your hunt, you're going to pay this base price.
Yeah.
They change almost every year, basically because Greystone is in competition with Ox Ranch. I don't know if we might have to bleep that out. I don't know, but that's who Greystone kind of considers their competition is the Ox Ranch. So they kind of show, like, you'll see the Ox Ranch be $1,000 or so more than the Greystone price, but Greystone's right behind them.
Yeah.
Kind of following their price lead. It's how I understand it. I could be wrong, but there's a whole other section, the sales manager and all them, that actually worry about that. As a guide out there, they tell you this is your base price. If you can get more, great. You know, so that they're going off of this base price. They're expecting you to bring that client back after harvesting, and you'll have a 26 to 28, 29 inch axis. Yeah. If so, and it used to be pretty lenient on that, but then they got a little bit. They got one new management partner in there, and he's pretty business. What is it? I guess savvy or focused.
Oh, okay.
You know,
he's more about the business than he is. Okay.
Yeah, he wants, you know, so if he sees you roll up with a 31, 32 inch axis, that's big at Greystone. He's going to say, like, hey, how much did you charge for that? Yeah. And he'll expect you to say, I got $1,000 over base price for this. Yeah. You know, and he'll be happy with that. And so I would take that knowledge. If we were on the phone talking about it, I would tell you, hey, if you want a toad, they're going to want you to pay a little extra for that. Yeah. If you want just you just want meat and something put on the wall, you know, a European mount to put on the wall, that's going to be your base price. That's what the website's going to say you're going to charge.
We'll say it's $3,000 base price, and I'm just throwing a number out there. Yeah. I'm just throwing an easy number. And then if you want a toad, and you're looking more 4,000, 4,500. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you adjust on that? Do you just throw a number out there that sounds reasonable?
Yeah.
For the size? Okay.
Yeah. I used to. Some of my clients could end up watching this and be like, he did that to me. But I would
assume if you have clients that come to you quite a bit, you were pretty fair. So
yeah, I was. But if I knew management is going to want more for this animal, I would go over what they would want. Yeah. And say, hey, if you want that, you know, say it's a $3,000 animal, but it's a toad. Hey, if you want him, I'm going to have to charge you $5,500 for that.
Okay.
You know, and, you know,
that's just business in general.
Well, I mean,
usually they're like, you know,
that makes sense.
Let me text my boss, and I'm texting my wife or something. Be like, hey, he said he can go down to 45.
That's sales.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I get that.
That's part of it.
And just to give you a little bit of peace of mind on that, as a person that would buy something like that, that wouldn't bother me.
Yeah. No.
And I know I'm a little weird with that stuff because I've been in sales my whole life. But if it's 4,500, if I know 4,500 is like, I need to charge that because this guy's a toad, I'm going to say 5,000. He gets pissed off. Then I'll be like 4,500, 4,700. And they're like, okay, I'll do that.
Well, I mean, even if you're not in sales, that's something like if you've bought a car or a four-wheeler or anything, like they're going to hit you with this price. And then you've got to try to find a way to slide your way into where you want to be at.
Because at the end of the day, you have to cover your ass too on the employee side.
Yep.
Now, if you own that company and you can do what you want to, then I can be like, okay, you're kind of shitty for doing that. But
yeah, you come in too low and you lose your job, and then you're like, well, this sucks. Yeah. So I don't blame you.
I wouldn't even blame the owner for doing that if he's trying to make money on it. Obviously, I'm just saying, as a employee that could lose your way of living because of it, I don't think anybody can hold that against you.
No. So sometimes you tell them that crazy number and they're like, okay.
Oh, I guarantee it. I know people right now that I've hunted with that do a lot of that kind of shit, but they do like my dream hunts, like Cape buffalo,
Yeah.
shit like that. I told you earlier, like that's one of my big hunts is like a good African buffalo, and I want to take it down with a bow or a zebra.
Yeah.
I would love to shoot a zebra with a bow, but people that I know that have done that, they're paying $150,000 to go to Africa to shoot them, and I'm talking like. Now it is the Ritz Carlton, brother. I'm talking. They go out there, they get breakfast, lunch, dinner cooked for them right there. Their gun polished and loaded for them. They basically pull the trigger and that's it.
Right.
But when the one guy that I'm really thinking about on this African hunt, when he told me what he was doing, I was thinking 50, 60, 70,000. It was like, oh, it's 142,000 all in. And I was like, fuck. And he was like, oh, that was good. I lowballed him. I got him down. And he was happy with the price.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, whenever I said something to him, he was like, oh, no, it's probably an $80,000 hunt. Like, if you really think about it, he goes, but everything I'm getting, and I don't have to do anything. They ship everything back to me.
Yeah.
He was like, it's worth it for somebody like me that wants to kill that. He was like,
Right.
and he did say somebody like you, which what he meant was he's worth $374 million. I'm worth
Yeah, he's got the money.
a bag of Skittles and a Cocoa Puffs box. He's like, somebody like you, it's not worth it. But if I gave you the hunt of your dreams, you go do whatever you want to. Money's not an object. You're going to tell this no?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Exactly.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
you're
know?
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've said it, I think, before, but hunting is not it used to be some backwoods, country boy go shoot wherever kind of thing. And it's not that anymore. It is a very big money. Doesn't matter what you're doing. It is huge money.
Well, we were just talking about camo. I have probably $2,000,
yeah,
$2,500 worth of camo.
yeah,
Now, I don't have near the collection a lot of people do.
yeah,
Right.
And that's just off of the camo. Granted, my camo is not the most expensive one, but it's not cheap either. But it's what I enjoy. And I could go cheaper and do some Walmart camo. I know it all works the same. But what I enjoy, what feels good on my body and how soft and quiet and everything is, it has the quiet zippers. I enjoy it.
yeah.
And
No,
that's expensive right there for some people.
well, hell. I mean, the other day, I guess it's probably been a while now, but the world record loosely, sheds sold for over $1 million.
Yeah.
So
That's something that's cool about working on a game ranch.
I
Sheds.
am
Sheds.
so jealous for that. I would love to do that crap, man. You just walking around, wander upon something that's just ginormous. You're like, oh my god.
It is insane. Out
I'm
there.
excited whenever I find a shed out here.
Yeah.
And it's not. I've only found one big one out here, and I was like, well, where was that deer at? Because I had never seen it on camera or anything.
All right. I have to shut up.
God, that's yours.
That's just the ones I kept.
Jealous. Shit.
That's in my
That's
shop right
insane.
That's so cool.
now. And it was that's my truck. When we were moving, I put that. That's how my truck bed looked. On the way
Well,
to
if
the
you
new
need to get
house.
rid of any of those, we are building a new podcast studio. Might take some of those off your
I
hands.
guarantee you, my wife, she would be like, "Take them."
To get them out of here. So,
I'm
so
gonna
catch her
text
on a
Coach
date.
Mac
Yeah.
right now and be
Yeah.
like, Mac, listen,
Mac would be like, "Take them."
those sheds are trashy. You need to get those out of your house. I'll take them for you just out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shut up. I called
Lies.
you. We're hunting
Oh,
axis
got you.
deer.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. So honestly, if you're coming out for a day hunt, we're sitting in that blind. We're not moving because axes are that way. But if you come out and let's say you got 3 days with me. That first day, we're going to drive around. I'm going to show you the cool parts of the ranch and kind of give you a little tour of the ranch. And, as we're doing that, we're in the exotic pen. That's where the most attractive things on the ranch are.
Yeah.
As far as views and everything goes, you're going to see a bunch of exotic animals and stuff. If we see axis, I'm going to stop and we're going to get out and we might, if we've got the right wind and the right situation, we'll get out and try to do a little spot and stalk. Which probably goes without saying, it's a lot easier with a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I was in my almost 4 years out there. I was not successful on any of my bow spot and stalks, but it was very regular for me to have a spot and stalk rifle and kill an axis. with
200,
me.
300 yards versus 30 yards. I can see that
Yeah.
being an issue.
And there was one time in particular it pops out. The guy had a gun. I knew where these axis liked to bed down during the day, and it was right on like a little ridge. They'd be right
You're good.
at the top of this hill. They'll be here bedded. Well, right here is like a pretty steep little hill to get up, probably 100, 150 yards to
Texas
go up
Mountain.
it. But with the right wind, which we had that day, we just went up that backside. I was like, listen, they're going to be up here. So let's just walk up this hill. And pretty much once we crest this hill, we'll be able to kind of look at them and see if we see, what we want to see. We get up there and we're 10, 15 yards from a 33-inch axis bedded down.
Yep, I'd have missed.
And I was like, as soon as we crested, there he is. I see his antlers, sticking up in the air. And I tell him, like, hey, get your gun ready. Here's I always had sticks with me. Here's my sticks. Get them connected. I like the old bog sticks.
Yeah.
That's
where
what
you
we
can
use.
Strap them in there. And I got him ready and everything. Well, by the time we kind of did all that, he kind of figured out, something was going on.
Yeah.
And so the next time we crested up that hill, he was already kind of looking our way. So we sat and looked at him for a good 10, felt like 10, 15 minutes, probably 2.
Yeah. Anybody that's hunting knows what you're talking
Right.
about.
And so we sat and looked at him for a minute, and I was like, I told him, let's get back. We backed down the hill. I told him, you go up first. Just literally slowly creep that gun up until you can see him, and make your good shot. Well, if he'd have had a bow, we would have killed that axis.
Yeah.
But with the gun, we just made too much noise and busted them out. But that was the one time I was like, gosh, that would have been my bow kill on an axis.
That would have been a perfect
That
one,
would've been
too.
cool.
15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can almost take my bow, take it down to 15 yards, and give it somebody that's never shot a bow before, and they can hit at 15 yards.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's what we would do first day. Drive around, see if an opportunity pops up, but you'll get to see a bunch of exotics, see the lookout and everything like that. Next morning, we're gonna go sit in the blind, see if something comes in. If we're sitting in a blind and it's 10:30, 11 o'clock, nothing's really happening. Axis, for the most part, the ones I knew, they were bedding down late morning and just chilling for a while. So we'd get out, we'd start driving around or something. And if the guy is hard up on, I got to do it with my bow, I might just start on like second day. I might just start like, we're going to sit in this blind,
Yeah.
but I will have a secondary blind somewhere too. Because those axis, they're out at Greystone. They've got so many axis running around that there's 2 or 3 different groups
That's pretty cool.
playing around on the property. So you got options. And so I would set up a bow blind, in several different spots out there.
And that's the 2 weeks leading up to the hunt.
Yeah.
I'm assuming all that's
Yeah.
already done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing that because honestly, you got to be careful with your pop-ups out there, because if you leave it out too long, the fallow will mess up anything you got going on for your pop-up blinds. Them fallow are feral. They're very curious. And that was the main issue we'd have with setting up a pop-up. If you leave it out there long enough, it's going to get ruined.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be a fallow that does it.
What would you say is
But-
the hardest hunt out there? Axis.
Axis.
Yeah.
Axis or Gemsbuck. The Gemsbuck that's a pretty tough one there.
Okay. That's why I was going to ask, because it was leading me to believe like
Yeah.
Axis might be the hardest hunt out there. That would be kind of fun to
yeah.
do the hardest hunt.
I like the challenge.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. The success from killing an axis, the feeling of that success is unmatched for me.
Yeah.
And I've never even killed one. Well, I say that I have killed them, but that was I got to go spotlighting for
You must
Axis
say a
one
little
time.
cheating.
Yeah.
That was more of the population management type situation.
That was that wasn't even at Greystone. I was younger, working on a ranch in Fort Stockton, and the owner of the ranch was out there with us, and I was a camp counselor. He was
That's dope as shit.
Horton Homes, Dior Horton
Mhm.
Homes.
Yeah.
He had a camp out there. He's passed away now, Donnie has, but he has a camp out there in Fort Stockton where he brings employees' kids out, and they get to go out there based on their grades and stuff in school, and the process of picking them. But we'd have 40 kids a week. But if it was a girls' week, then the female counselors are hands-on while the male counselors were hands-off, kind of behind the scenes doing things. We could go out and do some varmint hunting and stuff. Well, DR one day was like, hey, I'm sick and tired of these Axis and fallow on the place. And we're like, what do you mean? And he's like,
Say less.
He's like, go get them. Your free time, y'all go kill as many Axis as you can. And so we did. We never did see anything big, but that's where I got the majority of the Axis meat that I've tried.
Yeah.
Was we killed them in a spotlight.
Hell, to tell you the truth right now, I don't need nothing big. I like doing the hunt for the hunt.
Yeah.
And
The
that
meat,
would be my
the meat
thing.
itself is worth it for an Axis hunt.
Yeah.
If Greystone called me right now and be like, hey, y'all come make a video out here, not giving you any kind of trophies. You can hang it on the wall if you want to, but we have 4 deer we need gone.
Right.
I would be in a heartbeat.
Deal.
Absolutely. I don't give
Oh,
a
yeah.
shit what they look like. I get to come hunt. Deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's,
Sign me
I mean,
up.
just hunting in general. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Even if you don't kill anything, most of the time it's still a great time.
Yeah.
It adds stories.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
For sure.
I've never been blown out by something that was that damn close to me. That's a story.
Isn't it funny how the best stories always end up with not killing something? Though?
Yeah.
But every I've said it a million times on here also. Like, I guess I just get to keep repeating that. As like, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Most of these deer have a story to where, like, I should have been able to walk out there because it is basically a pet deer. Walk out there. I know when he's going to be there. I know what's going to happen. And I still don't kill it for weeks.
Yeah.
Take literally most
For
of
whatever
these,
reason.
Yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah. I think
I've got a theory on that.
one.
Hold that. I want to hear your theory.
Yeah, no, you hang on to that. Yeah, one. I shot one on opening day, first hunt, and it was that one right there.
Gotcha.
And we had that.
Isn't
one.
it so much nicer to be able to see the deer he's talking about when he says that one right there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we pinned that one down and was like, okay, this is when it'll be here. And for whatever reason, it just showed up like it was supposed to, walked right like where it was supposed to, and I almost missed because it ducked.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, before you get into your theory, I want to ask one more question, just because that Landon saying that got it going in my head. So the first thing you did when you walked in here for the podcast was obviously look at the gun wall. But then you went around to all the deer and you're like, okay, that one and that one and that one. Explain to people that have not been in this room, there is a shit ton of deer head on this wall.
There's a lot of them.
And like most people, I've talked to people on there and they're like, do y'all talk about the same heads on the wall or is there a bunch of them up there? I'm like, there's probably 12, 10.
Y'all probably haven't talked about all of them yet.
No, we definitely haven't. So,
And that's just in this room, not even talking about the house.
off of the same
Yeah, I haven't
place.
even seen the rest of the house.
Yeah, off of the same place. I shot that one when I was 8.
Okay.
I'm now 36 years
That was
old.
legal
so that's,
then.
Yeah, that was legal back
Yeah.
then. It's not. Yeah,
But that was here.
I got you.
So it's a culmination of shooting over the years.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some smaller ones, but it was legal back then, and we did not have deer out here.
Yeah.
Like that one's probably 10 inches wide, and that was the biggest thing that we had on this entire property.
Really?
That's the
Yeah.
one cool thing I try to tell
Wow.
people about the deer in the house is like, I can honestly say that Landon, for the most part, has game managed and raised.
And that's
90%
why I
of these
call him
deer.
a pet, because I've been here I've been here 36 years, but I've been hunting these things for 20 plus years,
Yeah.
knowing what I was doing.
All right. And my next question.
Sorry, the wife is checking in on me.
No worries, brother. I get it. The 50 cal.
50 cal.
It's a lot bigger and a lot heavier than what you expect just by looking at it,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes. just not being ready for it. Whenever I went to grab it off of the wall, I almost pulled myself to the wall. So definitely heavier than it looks.
He was looking at it. Me and Landon were like, pick it up.
Nerf gun.
Yeah.
We were like, you have to grab it and hold that thing. So he got a picture with the 50 cal, and
Yep.
it's, I mean, hell, it's every bit almost the size of us. Like the thing's huge.
Yeah, it is. It's massive.
It don't
It
look
is the
as
size of me.
It does not look that crazy when it's on the wall, but you get it in your hand, you're
Yeah.
like, holy crap! This thing
Yeah.
just the barrel keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so, and I think the thing that gets me with it is like you're not able to tell the size of it until you get in front of it.
Yeah. Bars.
Yeah. So, this is the magazine for it, and this, about the same size as the magazine, shoots 410 and 45 long Colt.
Yeah.
So,
Basically, the magazine is a big pistol.
it looks it. And when he said Nerf gun, I was like, okay, I see it because this magazine looks like the big ass dart Nerf gun. I was like, okay, I see that, but it's huge.
That looks like the Nerf gun we got my nephew for Christmas.
Except ours would leave a bigger hole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. I have another question for you, and that's just because, and this is just because you've been around. Oh no, I want before my question, I want you to tell us what was your theory.
You said these deer, you feel like they're your pets, but every time you go out there with a purpose, it's like they don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
I really do think that the deer know the vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Coming from the blind.
Got the whole aura
I think
going
they
on.
Feel those vibes, yeah.
Well, they
And-
say with like dogs that like when you're upset or sad, like dogs can sense it.
Yeah.
They say with like, is it wolves? Maybe it's cats. I can't remember.
I think the wolves would just
But
eat you.
what they can sense, but they sense fear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I
Yep.
think it's wolves that I don't know. Probably a lot of predators.
Well, I mean everything.
but they
like
they sense fear, so it makes sense how they can
telling you.
feel the vibe.
horses can do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
if you're nervous on the horse knows.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
So I mean that, in theory, I would say that checks out because
Oh yeah.
they're like, okay, something's not
know,
right
yeah.
here. They're not out here with their big cameras.
There's a weird
cloaking
wave
pictures.
coming out of that blind.
Yeah.
Like it's extra quiet. It's
Yeah,
they
stuff has
see
changed.
your face in the window, but it's not moving like it was during
Yeah.
off season, and
Yeah.
There's not football games and video
Yeah.
games being played
Yeah.
in the blind.
they're not laughing, farting, and everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it's
smells like vanilla, not shit.
I believe it. I've done it 100 times where I'm like, okay, well, I know that this is exactly how this should go.
Yep.
And then I get to be done and not have to worry about XYZ for whatever time. And it never works. One way or another, something always happens
Yep.
to. And I mean,
Something.
hunt after hunt after hunt after hunt. I mean, some of these deer in this room, I've watched every day for the season going up. Had them in a rifle scope, like just threw a gun up there, just watching them. You know, like ha 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 ha, I could have shot you, the XYZ. You know that feeling. And then you get it. It's like, okay,
And then
here's
go
first
time.
day. Let's do this. And man, if they don't walk up and they're like facing you, or they show up and then a deer walks in front of them and they just walk off. I've every excuse that you can possibly come up with.
Pops
You
up.
say that,
Yeah.
and then another one happens that's new. You're like, how the fuck did this happen?
So, did you see where my blind is set up for Braxton?
No.
Okay. Well, that's the tree I always hunt in.
Yeah.
And I normally use that crossing, but that's where we set the feeder now. And that's where I've always shot my deer. And it's about 30 yards from the tree I hunt in, where I set behind. So right there, I've always noticed whenever I go out there to hunt and I'm setting up, I'm getting out there at dark, ready to go. I've always noticed that all the pictures, they're in front of that tree where the feeder is.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go back there, they stay close to that fence line behind the tree. And that's where you motherfuckers come in. And I've never really thought about it, but every time I'm out there and I'm set up, like if I go out there and I have a gun in my truck and I'm like, oh, hey, there's a doe right there. I need to fill my freezer, and I just pull up and shoot it. Cool. because I've never been a trophy guy.
Yeah.
I hunt for the hunt. I hunt for the meat normally, but I enjoy the hunt. But if I go out there for a certain deer, whether it's a big bodied doe, a buck, whatever it is, I've always noticed they hug that fence line and they stay behind that tree, like we're behind where my feeder is.
Yeah.
And I've never thought about that till right now. And I'm like, those motherfuckers, they know where I was at.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't
They know.
shoot through a tree, bitch.
They pattern us. They pattern us better than we pattern.
Oh
them.
yeah.
Oh, I believe
They've
that.
got us figured out.
And I mean, there's no telling. And I think about this all the time when I go out there to fill up that feeder and shit like that. There's no telling how many deer are sitting there watching me fill that feeder.
Mhm.
I can't see them. But if I go out there around, I try to go at dark, like right at dark, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to shoot a deer at that point anyway,
Yeah.
because it's getting late or it's already dark. So I try to fill my feeder not during my hunting windows. That's why I never fill a feeder in the mornings.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. That's the way I was taught. So I don't know if that's good, bad, smart, stupid, doesn't matter. That's the way I do it. Like I was listening to a guy on a podcast the other night, and he will not fill his feeder unless it's after 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
He's like,
Huh.
you can't shoot a deer anyway. He said, so if they get used to you being out there at that time, they're not going to show up at that time. So I want them not showing up at my feeder
Yeah.
at 10 o'clock at night because I can't shoot them.
That makes sense.
So if I go out at nighttime, they're not going to be coming in. That means 99% of the time during the day, they have nothing to worry about. So whenever I'm actually out there to hunt, they have nothing to worry about. And that kind of thought was how I was raised on it. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know why I did it this way. That's what I've always been told.
Hmm.
If you're going to hunt in the mornings, 9 times out of 10, don't feed in the mornings.
Yeah.
You don't want to be out there. And so I've always done that. And I've just started thinking, like, we're talking and I'm like, these motherfuckers really do track. Like they know when you're coming out there. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I've always filled up my feeder at like between noon and like 2 or 3 o'clock.
That's how my dad was.
Right there on and
Midday.
yeah, and I mean for no reason, like
Other
you know,
than convenience to you.
mid summer, like I mean I guess there is a reason. I'm guessing it's in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go out there during my hunt times. Kind of like
Right.
what you said, but middle. Like I'm never going to be hunting midday.
I might be wrong on this. I think the guy that started Meat Eater,
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. I think it was him that was talking about it.
Okay.
Was it Steve Ranella that started Meat Eater, or is it someone else?
That sounds familiar.
I have no
Steve
idea.
is like the main.
The last name sounded familiar. And I might be wrong. It might not have been him, but I want to say he was talking with Theo Vaughn, and that was the podcast I was listening to. And he said something about he will not fill a feeder unless it's after 10 o'clock at night.
Huh.
Because he wants them spooked to go there at nighttime and totally safe during the daytime.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've just always done it midday. But I mean,
That dude cracks me up.
Theo's a good guy.
Yeah.
You don't like Theo?
no.
I love Theo.
Like
just
okay, whenever he
his-
sits down with somebody that's intelligent and like he has like he's got it in him to be like
Yeah.
fairly smart. I like that Theo Vaughn. The
Yeah.
one that just says shit. He's like, yeah, I had this retard friend over here that whatever I'm like, huh?
Huh?
I cannot track you. I'm like, what is going on?
That's probably what most people think about when they listen to our podcast.
That is very true. That is very, very true. But still, it throws me off.
I'm with
So
you.
like that, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can follow all this.
That's yeah.
All right. So from a guy that basically lived with exotics for however many years you've worked in all together, if I said, I'm paying for your hunt, one exotic to you, what are we hunting? What's your dream hunt? And it don't have to be an exotic. It can be any animal. When I think about it, I think,
Dream.
I just dream hunt like
Is this game ranch? Or
anything you want.
see, anything you want. Because my two are African leopard and buffalo. The thing is with the leopard is you have to kill it.
Yeah.
If you wound it and you try to track it, it is
You're
going to
probably
attack you
gonna
90% of the time because it sets ambushes
Yeah.
when it's wounded. That has an adrenaline pull to me, and I'm like, I want to do that. And then a buffalo and a zebra, same reason, is just because they're huge.
Yeah.
Take one of them with the bow would be a cool ass
Yeah.
story.
Big time.
So
Big time.
anything in the world, I'm paying for it. Money isn't an object. This is a thank
Money.
you for being such a good looking guy. Whatever you want to do, let's
Tell
go
my
do
wife
it.
that.
Oh, okay, I will. Mac, pay attention. I'm gonna teach you how to treat a man. So anywhere in the world,
money's
whatever it
not
is.
an object.
Yep.
I think my number one is a leopard, mainly because I want a mountain lion so bad, and if I could get a mountain lion, great. But to get that leopard picture of you just holding it over your shoulder,
There is something
and it's
about a
just
big cat.
burly cat. Like, I love the thought of that. Now, without traveling across seas,
Yeah.
moose.
Moose would be dope. I do want to bow hunt a moose.
Yep. Yeah. All this with my bow because I've unlocked a new addiction for myself.
Yeah.
But-
Here you go. Here's another question for you to kind of top on that. What country, state, continent, whatever, where are you going? Because I know, like, my dream location's Alaska.
Yeah.
So, like, where do you have a location where you would want to be?
For that hunt?
Yeah, for
I got
whatever
you.
hunt you have.
Well, Alaska for sure. I've got a buddy that lives up there. While I was working for Greystone, they actually sent me to a little 1 week like guiding school in Idaho at the Flying Bee. Shout out.
Shout out Flying Bee.
So whenever I went up there, my buddy Elijah was there doing his little schooling thing.
Okay.
And I say schooling thing because, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, it's a great school. I had already been guiding hunts for Greystone for a while, so most of the things they taught, I pretty much already
You had
knew.
picked up off the
So,
field.
yeah, I don't mean to like downgrade their school. They do have a really cool little school, but
What about somebody like Landon?
it'd be a great place to learn how to run dogs and things of that nature, how to navigate clients.
Okay, so even if you are a true, and I'll consider Landon a true outdoorsman when it comes to the general sense of, you put Landon on a piece of land he's never been to before with 3 cameras and maybe some tree feeders,
Yeah.
Landon's going to find exactly where the deer are.
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
So, like, he knows what to look for. So I was trying to get a base off of that. Like,
Yeah.
somebody like him, he's still going to learn quite a bit then.
Yeah, I mean, this was all bird focused.
Okay.
So pheasants, quail, chucker,
Hell, I want to go to
Hungarian
that.
partridge. It was all bird
The old
focused,
Picatinny Virginia
which is
things,
why they sent me.
which you
'cause-
did in Alaska.
Yeah.
What were those called again?
The ptarmigans.
Ptarmigans. Yeah, that's what I said. Pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah, we killed, we got on a bunch of whitetail ptarmigan up there.
Is that the picture
that's
I
like
saw?
my
The white
favorite.
ones.
Yeah.
Dude, those things are beautiful looking.
That's the buddy of mine that I'm talking about that I was with.
Oh, okay.
Elijah Barber.
So you and Mac went on a
We went on a late honeymoon.
late honeymoon and went with him.
Yeah, so we went to Anchorage, saw some cool things in Anchorage, walked down some cool trails. Then we went down to Seward. We rode horses and stuff in not in Anchorage, but kind of on our way down to Seward. We got to do a little horseback ride in the middle of Alaska woods and stuff. That was really, really cool.
I want to do a horseback hunt in Alaska.
Yeah, I was talking about that
Yeah.
while we were.
Okay.
Matt got tired of me talking about hunting while we were
Well,
up there,
Mac
I'm
don't
sure.
count here. Make sure she watches this.
Yeah, she will. She will. She's been pretty excited for me. But yeah, so we went, did the horseback ride, then we went down to Seward, stayed there for a few days. We did a dog sled.
Dude, that would be dope.
That
deal.
sounds fun.
And so there's no snow, but they had us on a little contraption with wheels. But the whole team of dogs out in front of us running, they took us on like 2.5 mile little trail ride. That was
dope.
pretty cool.
That would be dope.
And we didn't even know it when we did it, but this was with the Seavey family, who the grandfather that is not alive anymore. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Iditarod race.
Yeah.
The grandfather helped found that race, and they have won that race plenty of times.
And they're the ones that did your.
And they're the ones that we did the
Dog sled?
with. Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
we met the 2024 Iditarod race champion lead dog, Pluto. We met him. I got some pictures with him.
That's kinda
He
cool.
led our group. It was pretty cool to see that. So we did that, and then we went down to Seward, stayed there. Then we went to Soldotna, which is where my buddy Elijah's from, and
Does he
or
guide
that's
out
where
there?
he lives. Actually, through whenever we met at Flying Bee, we actually got him down to Texas. So he's been going out to Greystone for a few years now.
Oh, that's kinda
During the
cool.
season, him and his wife, they'll move down, and he's a contract guide at Greystone. I've got other buddies in the realm here, but I would say Elijah is top-notch dog handler. If you want to see Graham and Drew, they're great. Those are a couple of my other buddies, but Elijah is just like, there's something about him with his dogs. There's a total different vibe.
He has a
there.
tism with 'em?
He's got the tism with his dogs, and he knows them in and out. Like, he is a very impressive dog handler. So he comes down, contracts with Greystone during the year. We met up with them, and we did it was pretty much 4 or 5 miles in and up,
Yeah.
and then 4 or 5 miles back down and through. So roughly 10-mile hunt through the Alaskan mountains for ptarmigan. And
So do you hunt
it
them
was
just like
so
you would
cool.
grouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He had his dogs running out. He runs Draughars, Deutsch Draughars. They are.
Pull it up, Landon.
I better not say it.
Can you spell that?
Elijah would kick my butt if he heard me say this.
You better not say it then.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They look Deutsch Draughar, something like that. I don't know how to spell it.
Sure.
Landon, I think we're way off here, brother.
No, that's
Doja
not
Cat.
Doja Cat.
Try like,
I'm not a good speller, but I
just put,
I don't think it matters if you're a good speller or not with this.
just put Draughar. Just do that. DRAUGHTHAAR.
Oh, Jahar hunting.
Draughar.
I would have never spelt it like that.
Elijah, Google says that they are German wirehairs. That's the only reason I'm saying this. That's basically the most pure.
That tells me that he is a dog person. That he's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. So Draughar is it is the
Dude, I like them.
the breed that they got German wirehairs out of, in a sense. But that is the most purebred German hunting dog.
I'm gonna say, are they
you
bred
can
for
find
bird?
right there. Yeah, and they're like, even with
So if I'm gonna, money don't matter, and I'm getting a bird dog, that's what you say.
yeah, and I would give you Elijah's number because he's got good ones.
it's not pulling, so
How much do those
they
cost?
can't see it.
They can be.
You can give me a
pretty-
range.
They can be like $4,000 a pup,
Oh, that ain't bad.
$5,000 a pup.
I mean, yeah, that's
somewhere in there.
expensive, but that ain't bad. I was expecting top of the top. We're looking at 10 to
Well, I mean,
15,000.
you get one of them trained and everything, you're probably looking
I was about to say it
15,
comes with
20
stipulations.
plus.
Oh, really?
Most of the breeders will not sell these dogs to someone that they don't like. If they have to know that you're going to work with them and put them through tests and stuff like that. I know Elijah. He would not sell one of his pups to just anybody. He has to know that he's sending that dog to a good hunting.
That's
family.
pretty cool.
It's going to be one of those where he's like, nope, you can come up here for a week and let me train you on
Right.
what you are going to do.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I would want to do that, I think. Even if he didn't sell me a dog, I would sign up and pay money just to learn how to train.
Right.
And that, I don't know. I'm trying to get my dog to track blood sense,
Yeah.
and I can't figure it out.
Weenies.
Weenies.
Yeah. Little tiny chunks of weenie. This is what Elijah
Bro,
told
why do you
me
have to
about.
look at me when you said little tiny weenies? I don't like that. You and Landon both looked at me and smiled when you said little
I do
tiny
kinda
weenies.
feel bad the way I'm like leaning and everything. I
Oh,
haven't
no.
really
It's part of
had
it.
Landon in there, but
No,
So
no,
weenies,
that's what Elijah told me. Like, so this year, next time you shoot a deer, right? It's gonna be with your bow. You're gonna have a blood track. So don't even walk up on your deer. Go grab your dog, and set him somewhere, and put track maybe 100. Probably didn't go 100 yards if you did it
if you
right.
did it
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
So, find 15, 20 yards of blood trail,
Yeah.
throw little weenies down right next to the blood trail, and see what your dog does. That's what Elijah told me to do because I've got a weenie dog, so I want him to hunt.
That would be
bad.
the dopest shit in the
I
world,
want
brother.
him to blood track so bad.
I'm halfway tempted to kill my doe and my buck this year and just call you and be like, "Hey, bring the weenie out."
bring it out.
I'm
Because
down.
even more, I might have to wait a whole nother year for my dog, but to have a weenie dog that would blood trail, oh my
Yes.
God, that would be dope.
I want it so bad.
I got lucky. So I've got a lab.
I
And
got you.
just automatic.
Just
Other
does
than the fact that we can't go anywhere without him wanting to be up our ass and then making you feel like absolute shit because you kick him out of the hunting trailer.
Oh, dude. So
I inherited a lab through Mac. I understand the demeanor.
I'll tell that story because that one was pretty good.
Dude,
so
he was
we
so
were
heartbroken. You could tell
preparing
by
the-
his face.
So whenever you pulled up the enclosed trailer up here, that's what we took hunting. So we were
Okay.
preparing it, getting everything set up in there, and he came in there. And
After this, can we take him out there and show him and see if he has any insight on stuff we might add?
it's trashed right now, but yeah,
I mean, he
but
understands. We
but
lived
yeah,
in
so
it.
that lab went in there and laid down, and like we were putting everything up, and he just like looked at me like
Like he saw the cots in there and instantly was like, "I'm going."
he knew
Yeah,
he
I'm
knew
going.
that we were fixing to disappear for a week, and man, he just big old puppy dog eyes like, come on, take me. And I'd already thought about taking him, so that made it so much worse. But I was
Yeah.
like, then I don't want to leave him like cooped up in there while we're gone for.
The biggest fear with
Wow.
12
Doc
hours.
is I don't know if he has the common sense to be afraid,
No,
or
Oh, yeah.
if he is such a just natural born hunting dog that if we saw a bear, he would have been gone after it. He would have
Yeah.
been on it.
yeah, no,
And that's just his demeanor. That's
Probably.
him.
well, he's
Yeah.
not scared of like anything. He like we had cows wander up here, and he's like walking up past it, and it like got pissed off at him, and instead of like, oh shit, like there's no flight in him.
Yeah.
He like turns around and's like bows up
Yeah.
to it like, no, you need to
What's your
leave me
problem?
alone.
Yeah.
This
And
is
she,
my
like-
house.
And she came after him again, and he just like looked offended and like snapped at like didn't snap at her, but like snapped and was
Yeah.
like, get away.
Yeah.
And like she just finally pissed off, I guess.
Because I told Landon, I was like, if you want to
He's
take
got
Doc, he can
no-
ride in my truck. We can go. And Landon was like, dude, my biggest fear is him trying to get a hold of a bear and a bear getting a hold of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no quit in him. So whenever he was 6 months old, I thought I lost this deer, and he tracked all the way to the fence and then turned around and like didn't know where to go. He followed the blood trail back, and I was like, well, maybe he doesn't have it. And then the next time I shot this one right above me right here, and this one I perfect shot, heart shot, and he ran directly. Like I put him on where I
Right
shot
to it.
him, and he just beeline and sat down with the deer. I was like,
Nice.
this, and I
Nice.
mean, just dead sprint. Like there was no like, oh, let me smell where it went.
Yeah.
He just, I was like, holy crap,
That's awesome.
he's a dog. That's for damn.
I've never put Sadie on a blood trail. But Woody
We have to change that.
Woody is the weenie dog.
The weenie.
He's the ringleader, he thinks.
We have a wiener dog
Yeah.
called Woody that tracks blood. I am in.
So depending on like the lab's demeanor and everything, he can either be or she can be really good or really bad.
Yep.
I had a lab before this one, dumber than a box of rocks. You couldn't have tracked.
Well, Sadie
anything.
she goes duck hunting.
Okay,
She's
probably
trained.
Probably
to-
blood trail pretty good then, because
Yeah.
I mean they're just if they've got the nose for it. I've
They're
never had
driven.
one that couldn't.
Yeah. She probably could, and I've even told that to Mac before. Like, I'm gonna see what Sadie will do,
Yeah.
but I just haven't ever
Yeah,
done it with her. But she
But
does all my
train
duck
the
hunts
weenie
and
dog
stuff
first.
with me. Yeah, that's the goal.
That's gonna be
That's the
so
goal.
dope. That would be so dope.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in the old dog new tricks rule that they say. I think you can teach a dog with enough time spent anything
Oh,
at
yeah.
any point in their life. So I don't think it's not too late. We're gonna get Woody on some blood trails. But-
Following a freaking wiener dog
Yeah.
through the woods would be awesome.
But so Elijah coming down, man, I'm lost on where we were.
Oh, I mean, you were just
Where
talking about
he
the
he
trip and-
contracts for.
For Greystone, he
For
goes down
Greystone.
there.
You were talking about the grouse.
Yeah, we met up
Or-
with him.
I guess they're not grouse.
We did see some spruce grouse. We got a few. I didn't pull the trigger on one, but we saw spruce grouse. We were in some whitetail ptarmigan, which is what I killed and sent you a picture of.
That sounds like my favorite.
And the other one was willow ptarmigan. They look just like the ones I sent you, but they have more of a ginger head.
That would be Landon's favorite. No ginger head.
Nope, whitetail. The whitetail ones.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wounded one of the willows, but I didn't find it. I was disappointed in that. But
It flew away.
yeah,
What were you shooting?
a 20 gauge?
With what?
7.5 shot.
Just
Hmm.
just regular shot.
I was told 7.5 shot can't kill a grouse.
Interesting.
It's real funny though. 4 shots, 3 grouse. It was weird. No, the guys we went to the bear hunt with, he was like, I have no luck with 7.5. You're gonna have to drop it. He was
Really?
like, I just don't think you're gonna get it. And sure enough, what did we shoot? Really, like 4 or 5 times and killed 3 grouse.
Yeah, I shot
Nice.
twice and had 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it was one of those, and we're like, the 7.5 are working great for us.
It's all in who's pulling the trigger.
And I do shoot,
Oh yeah, you
Bougie
shoot
shells.
probably. Yeah,
but I
Full choke. It doesn't matter what you put in there. It's gonna hold together
Yeah.
and kill what it's hitting.
well, my biggest thing with stuff is
bird wise.
I'm not going to. I don't shoot the most expensive shot just to say I do.
Right.
I shoot. What I look for is FPS when it comes, especially shotgun shells.
Yeah.
Because if it's out there moving, and it hits, it's going to go through deep enough to get. And so that, if I'm going to have to spend $100 for a case at 1150 FPS, or I can spend $120 for a case at 1350 FPS, I'm going to spend the 120.
Got you.
So that's kind of how I base my shotgun shells, and that 7.5 were just knocking them out of the fucking sky.
well, I mean, it also gets there quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest thing on it.
I've got so many shotgun shells in my house from like clients leaving them behind and stuff like that. Dude, I've got bags
Well,
of stuff that you guys would love to use for an hour, based on what I hear on how quickly y'all pull the trigger.
we
I don't think it would hold y'all over for a weekend, but
when it comes to ammunition for guns, it gets pretty bad whenever me and Landon's like, you know what? And normally, like when you come over, normally we would pull the guns off the wall, go shoot, hang out for a little bit, and it kind of gets the conversation flowing. Then we come in here and do it. But since this one was one that we did it so late anyway,
yeah.
we're just like came in here. But it does fuck us, because just I've had to buy over the last 3 months. I've bought 2,000 rounds of 9mm.
Wow.
And that's just me shooting, not even over here.
Yeah.
That's just me shooting at my house. I've went through 1,000 rounds, and I just got another case in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But that gives me a whole lot of YouTube ideas.
Yeah. Y'all said earlier about, you like to hunt for the kill. You're putting food on the table.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, because this is kind of funny. My dad was a big advocate for that. He was big on, if you kill something, if you take the life of something, he expects us to either be protecting ourselves or eating something.
Yeah.
And so my brother and I, we went out varmint hunting one time, and we came back. We had a raccoon amongst the rabbits and stuff with us. And my dad said, "Why'd you shoot that raccoon?" And we were like, "Well, he's out there, messing with the crops." And he's like, "This raccoon wasn't messing with anything." He said, "Skin it." And like, no. And he said, "You skin that thing right now." And we ate raccoon because he made us, because he didn't think there was any reason for us to kill that raccoon.
The only thing
He
I
made
have
us eat it.
killed and I have not ate is a skunk.
Yeah.
And I just
don't
can't bring
blame you.
myself to do it. I've ate raccoon, I've ate turtle, I've ate rabbit, I've ate squirrel.
Y'all got a big old bloated skunk on the road, not probably 2 miles down the road.
Yeah.
But he stunk up my truck on my way
I
here.
saw it coming in.
Damn, I hadn't left, so I don't know. Maybe tomorrow.
I don't know how you didn't see it going to my house to drop the foiler off.
Oh, I might have missed it.
Yeah.
He was all bloated up, ready for someone to poke it. With
Right
it.
off of Dry Creek on 920.
Oh, damn, I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. No, I shoot a lot of things that I don't. I mean, if it's deer, if it's a game animal, I'm eating it.
Yeah.
But I've got a raccoon problem, at damn near every place. So I'm killing raccoons no matter what.
We have evidence though that you could show his dad and say, "Listen, it is destroying it." Because we have pictures of him hanging from the wires of your feeder, ripping those things out.
Yeah, they destroy my feeder.
They like
I would
army
be
crawl.
killing them, too.
They army crawl backwards up the pole, and then they slip off and they just grab the wiring and just rip it all
everything
down.
out.
And we have like legit videos and pictures of them ripping his wiring out.
Drives me
They're
nuts. So they get smoked.
destructive
But
with those feeders and stuff,
Yeah.
they're so destructive.
But-
I'd be out there killing them too.
I will say, like, I would think of myself more of as a trophy hunter because
Yeah.
if I'm going to shoot anything, it's probably going to be a buck and it's going to be a good size
It'd be a
buck.
nice one.
And we've talked about that on here before. And
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you get bigger than last year.
Yeah,
You pass a lot, and you
Yeah.
try to
I
get
try to
bigger
get
than
yeah.
last year.
If there's nothing out and I see something, I'm like, you know what, I want to shoot something. I'm going to shoot it just because I enjoy shooting things.
What about does? You shooting?
I
do
don't
you
shoot any.
doe?
See, and 90% of the time, I shoot doe. I don't shoot bucks.
I
You
could
gotta
probably
shoot does to help your buck management. Like, well, I say that as a matter of fact.
No,
That's
I
just
mean-
my opinion, but like
I don't think you're wrong. I mean,
I
you
know
have to
you're-
have a
you're
ratio.
not- you're not
the
wrong.
ratio matters.
I couldn't shoot enough does to get the ratio right around
I'm
here.
with you.
Because everything now is kind of turned into there's housing developments here,
Yeah.
and like right down there, and so nobody shoots anything
And you got all
except
the deer.
bucks.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I'm
my
with
big
you.
bucks get shot, and then I can only shoot so many. Like I
Yeah.
can't eat. I'm not going to go out and shoot 6 does in a year. Use up my wife's tags, use up my daughter's tags, all that stuff just to shoot them.
Right.
Like that's kind of where we talked about doing the donating and stuff.
Yeah, we want to
like
do
that.
something called Harvest for Hunger.
Okay.
And where, like, especially us with what we do and what Landon just said, like, we can't kill enough to get our ratio. At my property, I could probably kill 3 to 4 doe. And my ratio would be
Yours
I
would
would
be a
say
lot
be-
better.
Yeah.
pretty dialed in.
I got you.
Landon might have to kill 10 or 15.
I've
Gotcha.
got a herd of 13 doe up here.
Wow.
Just then they stay there. They're there almost 24/7.
You will probably see them leaving.
I've
I
got
saw a little 6-monther running across the road on the way
Yeah.
through.
That was probably part
the,
of
the
them.
gravel road.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yep, that was part of them.
There's a couple of babies with them, and then they're there, so they're there all the time. I've got another 6 or 8 that are in this back pasture. They run completely separate of those, and then some that come from the backpack. And it's, I mean, I'm so overrun, and maybe it's just because I don't shoot them every year, but I can't keep up to eat the meat myself,
Right.
so I'm not
So-
going to just tear them down.
That is something if you wanted to help with that we are
Yeah,
really
you-
wanting to push into, and that's just to be able to basically donate a doe, and I think Mama's here.
Yeah,
Donate a doe, and we're gonna take it to like the Pythian home or
well, the
Under-
Pythian home doesn't have anybody there anymore.
underprivileged. Well, you
Just
get what
found
I'm
that one
saying.
out, Yeah.
Underprivileged families that don't really have the means.
Yeah.
Donate a doe to them. That's a lot of meat for somebody that struggles to get by
I'm
and
with
feed
you.
kids and stuff.
Well, I mean, hell, last year I shot a buck and we had 64 pounds of hamburger meat off of it. That's
awesome.
a bunch. So I mean, we use it all the time.
Yeah. We've got our 1-year-old, and dude, he loves any food you put in front of him. He'll eat it all.
My
Yeah,
man.
We have been putting, we've thrown maybe a venison stroganoff or something, like he will tear it up.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it. He's all about the meat.
I don't think you can make anything with venison in it and not be good.
I haven't done it yet.
Now, granted, this might be one of those where both of y'all yell at me. Bison is the best meat there is.
Interesting.
It's all right.
I
don't
think
mind it.
I think it's bison, elk, then venison.
Got you.
And Landon, last time I said that, Landon looked at me like I could jump off a fucking cliff, and he wouldn't even bat an eye at me because he's like, no, venison. Period. Venison
Yeah.
is the best. And I get the argument because venison is delicious, but there's something about bison burgers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're 10
Just
times
makes you
better than
feel
anything
American.
else. Yes, they're better than anything else. Bison than
That's
elk.
fair. I have had bison. I'll tell you, once you clean one bison, that could be enough to change your mind.
I've never
just
cleaned one
'cause
myself, I have to say.
It takes a few hours. with
That is a
with
very
the-
large animal.
And the
With
bad
the-
thing is
yeah.
I do all my own processing.
Yeah.
Like Landon's like one of those, like I'll just throw it in the back of the truck and just take it and get it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You'd
But
be
I do
grinding
it.
it up and everything
Yeah.
on your own?
Mm-hmm.
I got you. You'd be pissed off at Bryce.
I mean, because like with the deer is, I mean, and
But
again, 90% of the time I do anything, it's deer or birds.
yeah.
So not a whole lot to it. I normally take steaks, roast,
Yeah.
and hamburger meat off my deer.
Yeah.
And I might cut off some pieces for jerky if I want to dehydrate, but for the most part, I'm guaranteed I'm going to take steaks. I'm going to get a roast, and I'm not a big fan of roast, but a lot of people are, and it feeds quite a bit of people.
I haven't had a whitetail roast yet, but we plan on trying it
The
this year.
bad thing is I feel like roast is a roast, and that might be
Yeah.
my hatred for roast, period, that I'm biased. But it does. I mean, it's a good chunk. It feeds a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then I ground up for hamburger meat, so I could have breakfast sausage, hamburger meat, spaghetti meat, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's real easy for me to do my own processing.
Yeah. I grew up working in the TD's processing plant in Strawn. So my dad didn't grow up really hunting much, but he would do a little bit of bird hunting, like
Yeah.
doves and maybe some quail. My grandpa did a lot of quail hunting. He ran around with a single shot 20 gauge, and all his buddies had the nice fancy guns and stuff. But he would run around. He would have an extra shell sitting between his pinky and his ring finger, and he'd shoot a bird, click it, throw it in there, and if he needed that second shot, he was ready.
He'll probably shoot just as
But-
fast as somebody with a pump.
That's what my dad swears he could. But yeah, so my dad didn't have a whole lot of hunting background there, but one of his best friends was Dude Scrivener, and he's passed away now, from a bison. But he owned TD's process. There's a whole story there.
I'm about to say that does sound like it'd be interesting. We'll save that one for a different episode, but that sounds
But-
like a fun one.
Yeah, so he owned TD's processing there in Strawn. And so ever since I was 12 years old, I was running around there in the deer shop, cutting off legs and, just helping out where I
Yeah.
could squeegee the floor. And then I got older and they put a knife in my hand, made me start skinning deer. I could skin a deer in like 2-3 minutes, like getting it off there if they're hot. you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I grew up doing that, so I could, but growing up doing that, I kind of had the hookup there at the deer shop to
You
just bring a
take it and
deer
do
and
it,
be like,
yeah.
"This is what we want to do."
Well, my biggest thing with deer is I could do it, and I don't even know how don't even know how much it costs now.
It's
But
roughly $100.
I can do
a
it for
basic cut.
30, 45 minutes, have everything,
Yeah.
maybe hour and a half, 2 hours total from start to finish, have everything done, or I can spend $200 to do it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'll just do it myself.
right.
Like if I ever have one of those times where I kill one this morning and my son has a football game, yeah, I might run it by there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I normally have time just to do it all myself, and I save $200. And that's my thought on it. Maybe I'm just a cheap ass. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I'm cheap. I'm cheap myself. I will take any road that costs less, but I get to the same place. I'm down for it.
Well, that was my thing with on the bear hunt. I was like, I'll just cut it all and quarter it right here. And
Yeah.
Landon was like, no, we're not. Like, we're just gonna take it in, and let them do it.
Yeah.
And I
That
was
is
like,
how I did mine. It was just me and another guy that I had met at Greystone. We went up to Idaho together and we set out some baits and stuff. And he had me in a tree blind, which I was okay with on the bear hunt.
Yeah.
I was like, if the bear's coming at me, I'm gonna watch him come up at me.
Yeah.
So I got a chance.
If he
to
gets
defend
me with all of
myself.
this, he deserves me.
But I did, like, by the time I was there for 5 days, and I did that for 2 or 3 days, and finally I was like, dude, I can't sit still in this thing. I asked him, like, are you okay with me just making a ground blind? Is that crazy? Is that suicidal of me or anything? He's like, no, do what you need to do, just don't move. And so I did. I just made myself a little brush blind right underneath the tree blind the tree stand he had in the tree.
Yeah.
And that's whenever I killed my bear. First time I sat on the ground.
That's
he
what-
come walking up.
That's what we did in Colorado is ground hunt. But we should have.
Glass
I
a little
I
more.
wish we would have been able to scout the first day like
Yeah.
we wanted to.
Yeah, that would have been Oh, I mean, just that one area. I would have been able. Crap, if we would have done it right, we could have set somebody down there.
Yeah.
And then sent them up the mountain. Like if you watch long enough, they're gonna be moving.
Yeah.
You just got to figure it out. So I don't know. 6 of one, half a dozen of another.
We-
not seen crap anyways.
We plan on doing it again, and I don't know if we'll do bear next year or we're gonna do mule deer and elk or whatever we're gonna do. But I plan on doing a bear hunt again.
yeah.
Like I don't know if I'll do.
It's worth it to eat it,
Is it?
dude. The back straps off of my spring bear, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, spring bear ain't worth nothing." It was a spring bear that I killed. I promise you, if I took a backstrap steak from that bear and then took a ribeye and cooked it, you might be able to tell the difference, but it wouldn't be easy. It was good.
I'm in.
It was very good.
I want
Hell
it.
yeah.
I want it.
That sounds good.
All right, we're at an hour and 45.
It's a long episode.
Should we go
I was
ahead and
about to
shut
say,
it
I
off?
feel like that's a while.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
I
say
agree.
we can go ahead and kill it right here. Of course, you can come back anytime you want to. You know where we do
Heck
it.
yeah.
We normally do it Sundays, just a little bit earlier than this, but we're
Gotcha.
always open for experts to come in and share some knowledge.
For
And I'm sure we went through a whole bunch of crap that.
I appreciate how loosely you throw that term.
Yeah. That's how I do things around here. That makes people think I know what I'm talking about, and they don't know on the airs. But is there anything that you had on your mind that you wanted to ask us, or anything like that, or have we pretty much covered everything that you actually wanted to talk about?
I didn't really have an agenda.
Cool.
I just
Fair enough.
decided to show up and answer what questions and let the conversation take us where it went.
I say that's kind of how we run this whole thing. Is like I had a few questions I wanted to ask you just because of what you did, but other than that, I knew we were going to get squirreled off on
Yeah.
topics and have a good conversation regardless.
Yeah.
So
Well, should I finish what the hunt would look like? Just
yeah, might as well.
just real quick, just to kind of finish that part, and we don't have to go back to it if I come back. Just say we're out there, you kill it. We're gonna get. I was big on pictures. I'm real big on pictures, so like we would go off to a real. We'd get kill site pictures, but then we'd go off to a real nice view. Get your real pretty view. Sometimes you get the castle in the back of it. Other times I'd take them to what we called the lookout, where it's just nothing but hills and trees.
I've never thought about pictures like that. That's kind of cool.
But yeah, you get your kill site pictures. That's what everybody wants, is their kill site. And then, but if you've got access to go to a pretty view, go to the pretty view. Like that one you had up there earlier, it was nothing but skyline behind it.
Yeah.
That was the best way to do it. But get your pictures, and then I would, as the guide, leave you up at the castle. You can start drinking your beer, getting your appetizers, things like that, hanging out, and I would go skin it out and get it ready for taxidermists and stuff like that. And then
Did y'all have y'all's own taxidermist and processor and stuff at Greystone, or
not necessarily. We had while I was there, I think they might be changing it up on how they're doing it. That's just insider information that was told to me over this weekend. But I think they're switching up who they use. But they used to use True Life. Just always use True Life. If the client had their own, great. I would quarter it up. I worked in the processing plant, so I would just quarter it up however much they needed to and put it in their cooler, and they'd take it to their own place. But if they used True Life, it made it a lot easier, because then the way True Life did it, they just come pick up the whole animal, take it with them, and they would send the meat to Cinnamon Creek to get processed, and that would just all get shipped straight to their doorstep.
Oh, that'd be
No, you kill your animal, and then if we had more time, just it basically turned into fishing and running around. I've taken clients out to help change cameras and stuff like that. I would just start doing ranch duties with the client with me.
basically just hanging out at that point for the
Yep.
next couple days.
Yep.
That's kind of dope. So you get a kind of a vacation out of it if you do kill something early.
Yeah. it's nice when you kill something early. You can just kind of chill.
A vacation, anyways.
Yeah. As far as management's concerned, hey, I've got a client. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, because the client always comes first. So
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess as far as management's concerned, if they have a 5-day hunt, you're there for 5 days.
Yeah.
Whether
Oh,
they
yeah.
kill something on the first day, if those clients aren't leaving, you still have to entertain.
Yep. Exactly.
That's
Hell
kind of
yeah.
dope.
I like it.
Well, all right. So, with that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and end it there. Now that it took us 2 hours to finish what our hunt would look like because we squirreled off so much.
I'm actually surprised I remembered to get back on that.
Yeah, well,
My head's like a squirrel.
but say it's never good with me and Landon anyway. So
No.
Mac will tell you any day. It's hard keeping my attention.
that's what we'll do next time. We'll bring Mac on with you.
She'd love
and
to.
she will. She can crack the whip on
Yeah.
us.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
y'all shut up and stay on task.
She would.
She
probably.
basically used to have to do that to me at the gym. Like, aren't you supposed to be lifting? I've only had a 36-minute break. She's back.
Yeah, she's a natural mother. Natural mother. She's got it.
All right. Well, with that being said, please like, subscribe, follow. We are working on the video for the bear hunt. So hopefully that'll be out pretty soon. But Landon gave me 400 gigabytes of video footage I have to go through to try to make a good 15 to 30-minute video. But outside of that,
I think that's
anybody
it.
else has anything
No,
else?
I think that's it for right now.
Give me a holler if you need any health insurance.
There you
There
go.
you go.
You got an inside man, and he will guide you to the best pricing. With that being said, y'all have a good one. I'll catch you next time.
Thank you. all.
Later.